Somewhere along the line, aging gracefully stopped meaning live a full life and started meaning don't look old, don't act tired, and definitely don't make anyone uncomfortable with your reality. I am 50 and I work in male-dominated spaces, and I can tell you right now, the second that I stopped performing the long hair and the full makeup, the I woke up like this costume, the opportunities changed. Not because my skills changed, because my face did. So no, this isn't just about wrinkles. This is about money and power and who gets to keep a seat at the table. Today, I want to talk about why aging gracefully is a scam for Gen X women, especially neurospicy burned out, working in a boys club women, and what I'm doing instead. I call it aging loudly. Here's what I mean by that. For most of my life, there was this unspoken job description for women. Look good, stay small and skinny, smile, don't complain, do not age. And somehow you're supposed to juggle work and family and hormones and aging parents and your kids and your pets and dishes and inboxes, and then still somehow have this flat stomach and a perfectly coordinated living room. And if you can't keep up, you're not disciplined enough. You're lazy. You are not doing the work. I am done with that description. I quit. Now, this topic is too big and frankly, too angry to do just one video. So I'm going to make this a 3-part series. Video 1, which is this one, is the manifesto. This is the why. Why I'm done performing, why I think the system is rigged against women like us. Why I'm opting out of aging gracefully and choosing something a lot more feral and a lot more honest. Video 2 is the tactics. And that's where I stop ranting and I show you the actual stuff I am doing to survive this phase without burning out completely. It's not the aspirational fluff. This is the real, maybe boring, gritty adjustments that actually help. Video 3, the reality. What it actually looks like in my real life when my brain is on fire, my hormones are glitching, and my energy is unreliable. When I still have to show up and function. No Pinterest board, no soft music, reality. You know, RealityRoxstar. So today is part 1, the manifesto. So let's talk about why this aging gracefully thing is actually a scam. So where does aging gracefully come in? Well, for us, it is basically code for don't complain, don't look mad, don't look tired, don't make aging visible, which means don't make them uncomfortable. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but I personally am no longer available to contort myself so that other people don't have to face the reality of time. If my gray hair or my lines or my 11s or my flat shoes or my refusal to pull an all-nighter at 50 makes you uncomfortable, honey, that is not my emergency. By the way, just so you know that I just spent the last 20 minutes looking for my phone. It was in my hand. I was literally walking around the house, checking under pillows and moving things, moving stuff on the counter and getting mad. But the whole time, I was holding my phone. And that's how my brain works now. This is 50. I'm not saying this is to be cute. I'm not saying this for a relatable meme. I am saying my brain does not work the way it used to, and I am done pretending that it is a personal failure. It is not. It is reality. So, okay, back to the regular scheduled programming. What no one really said out loud is there is a cost to not playing this game, especially at work. In the corporate world, in male-dominated industries, women are already fighting to be taken seriously. Then when you hit your 40s and 50s, suddenly there's some unspoken rule. You're allowed to stay as long as you don't look like you've actually lived 40 or 50 years. And this isn't just vibes. I mean, surveys show around 80% of women say they have faced age-related discrimination at work, and over half say it hits after they have put in 20 plus years in their careers. So experience goes up, but respect goes down. Make it make sense. Let me tell you how this showed up for me. When I was younger and I was doing the whole thing, I was doing the long flowy hair and the full face of makeup and the right outfits. I was promising. People were excited to bet on my potential. And as I got older, and especially as I got more honest about my energy and my sensory limits, I started dropping the performance. I cut back on the makeup. I stopped torturing myself in clothes and shoes that made me miserable. I stopped spending an hour constructing this version of me that could pass as 15 years younger. What I noticed was subtle, but brutal. Fewer invitations, fewer we'd love your input on this, and more you seem tired, more being talked over in rooms that I used to actually lead. Nothing about my skills declined, absolutely nothing. My experience was actually higher. My strategy brain was actually sharper. The only thing that changed was that I stopped auditioning to look like a 30-year-old, decorative object in a 50-year-old body. And the room reacted. Let's talk about why they call it the beauty tax. The beauty tax is all the time and money and mental energy that we are expected to spend just to be considered acceptable in public. Not special, not stunning, just allowed to exist without comments. The creams and the serums and the hair and the nails and the clothes and the endless little fixes that you're told you need so people don't label you as tired or let go or unprofessional or old. If you are a woman over 40, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You stop being cute and young, and suddenly you're bombarded with messages about preventing, reversing, correcting, fixing, turning back the clock. Entire industries exist to convince you that aging, which is literally the most normal thing a human body can do, is failure. And it's not just the money. Yeah, I know, the money's gross. The anti-aging creams that cost as much as groceries, the procedures, the appointments, all of it. But the part that's actually draining the life out of us is the mental load. The constant background noise of should I be doing more? Am I letting myself go? Is this wrinkle going to cost me opportunities? Do people think I just don't care? There is a beauty tax on professional women. If you don't pay it in time, money, discomfort, and sensory overload, you get a penalty. And if you're neurospicy, ADHD, autistic, chronically burned out, then the tax is even higher because it is not just throw on a little mascara. It is plan the outfit, do the hair, do the full face, manage the textures, the lights and the sounds, smile the right amount. All of that takes executive function that we already don't have enough of. So we are spending our best brain power trying to look employable. By the time we get to the work, our batteries are fried. Then when we're exhausted, we're told we're not resilient enough, not polished enough, not a culture fit. That is not personal failure. That is a rigged system. That is the beauty tax. It is the tax that you pay every single day just to feel like you're not falling behind in some imaginary standard. And I have decided I'm done paying it. Now, I am not saying that I will never put on makeup again. And I am not saying I don't like feeling good in my skin. What I am saying is I am no longer structuring my life around being palatable to strangers. I am done making decisions based on how I will look in someone else's Instagram story. If I choose to put on eyeliner, it's because I felt like playing, not because I'm afraid of looking my age. This is what that failure looks like, by the way. Not laziness, not giving up, just a human nervous system that has been overclocked for decades. So when you add all of this up, the beauty tax, the invisible labor, the gaslighting, the brain fog, the hormones, the pressure to stay small and quiet and graceful about it, well, of course we're exhausted. Of course we feel like we're failing. Of course we fantasize about running away to a cabin in the woods and throwing our phone in a lake. But here's the turn. I am not interested in aging gracefully anymore. I am interested in aging honestly. Graceful in the way it is sold to us means for us to be quiet and to not complain and don't make anyone else uncomfortable. Sort of disappear slowly, but look really pretty while you're doing it. And don't talk about your rage, and don't talk about your grief, don't talk about your changing body or your sex drive or your brain fog. Just buy the cream, drink this tea, light this $80 pumpkin candle, and smile. And just so you know, I am not doing that. I am going to talk about it. All of it. The embarrassing stuff, the angry stuff, the I can't believe this is my life now stuff. I say this constantly because pretending it is not happening does not help me. It will not help you. It has only made me feel more alone. So this is my manifesto. I am not fixing myself anymore. I am supporting myself. Now, these are not the same thing. Fixing says you are a problem that needs to be solved. Now, supporting says you are a human being having a hard time and you deserve a little help. I am not performing okay for other people's comfort. If I am not okay, I am allowed to say that out loud on camera in my own house. I am not auditioning for the role of cool, effortless, ageless woman who can do it all. That character can retire. Baby girl is tired. I am going to build a life that actually works for the brain and the body I have right now. Not the one that I had when I was 28, and not the one that Instagram tells me that I'm supposed to have. And I'm going to do it in public, here with you because I know I am not the only one. So that's the manifesto. That's the line in the sand. I am done fixing myself. I am done chasing graceful. I am choosing feral and honest instead. And I turned the monetization off for this video because I did not want some crazy ad for wrinkle cream that cost $100 popping up in the middle of me telling you to stop obsessing over your wrinkles. I didn't want this conversation interrupted by some chirpy voice trying to sell you a fix. So this one is just on us. Now, if you're still here, if any of part of this hit you in the gut, please make sure you're subscribed because part 2 is where we stop just naming the problem and we start talking about what to actually do. I'm going to show you the tactics, the boring, unsexy, real life things that I'm doing to function with this brain and this body and this season of life. It's probably not going to be that pretty. It's probably not going to be that aesthetic, but it is going to be honest. Okay, now pause for a second. I need a favor, a serious favor. I am trying to find the other women who are sick of this nonsense, and the algorithm does not know what to do with 50-year-old woman who isn't trying to look 28 or sell some kind of anti-aging cream. So it does not know where to put I am tired, and I'm telling the truth, and I'm feral. So do me a favor, go to the comments right now and just type one word, feral. That's it. You don't have to type a paragraph. You don't have to trauma dump. You don't have to explain anything. Just type feral. It helps the signal find the others. It tells the machine, hey, there is a whole pack of us out there. Go ahead. I'll wait. I am done aging gracefully. I am aging loudly. Aging loudly doesn't mean I'm screaming about my birthday every 5 minutes, which I just had one, by the way. It means I refuse to hide the reality of what it costs to exist in this body, in this brain, at this age. It means I walk into the room with my real face, my real energy level, and my real boundaries. And I let that be the filter. And if you can't see past my age to my skill set, my experience, my track record, that's a you problem. And frankly, that is a very bad business decision. I am no longer trying to look fresh. I am trying to look experienced and grounded, unavailable for nonsense. In my head, I've rewritten the job description. I'm not the up-and-comer anymore. I'm the person you bring in when you want the truth and the receipts and a reality check, okay? And when your brain starts spiraling into, I look old, they're going to write me off, remember that you have 30 plus years of experience, and if they can't see past your face, they are not your people, and they're going to lose money, not you. You don't have to love every wrinkle. This isn't about forced body positivity. You are allowed to look in the mirror and think, wow, that is different. You just don't have to treat your age as a moral failure. You are not failing at youth. You are succeeding at not being disappeared. That's the bar. So yeah, for me, Aging Gracefully was just another performance review that I absolutely never signed up for. I'd actually love to hear from you on this because I know that I am not the only one feeling this career penalty. So tell me in the comments, what is the one thing you are done doing in the name of aging gracefully? It can be as small as I'm done wearing heels to prove I'm professional, or I'm not pretending that I'm not tired at 3. Now, I'll pin my answer too, so we can all collect ideas from each other. And if you are new here, hello, welcome. This corner of the internets is for the Gen X women who are over the performance. Aging, wellness, productivity, all of it. I talk about burnout and neurospicy brains and what it actually looks like to build a life that fits a 50-year-old nervous system, not a 22-year-old fantasy. If that feels like home, please stick around. And next up, I'm going to be way more practical. I am going to show you my low energy car survival kit. All the tiny things that I can keep in my car when my brain and body are fried, but I still have to exist in the world. Because if the system isn't going to be kind to us, we can at least be kind to future us. Graceful is canceled. We are aging loudly now.